Are you tired of waking up every day already feeling behind, exhausted before the day has even begun? Are you silently screaming inside, trying to hold it all together while no one truly sees how close you are to breaking? If so, you are not alone, and this message is exactly what you need right now. This video isn't about some distant dream of success. This is about today, right now, in this moment. Welcome to From Overwhelm to Unstoppable, steps to take today. Because the truth is, you don't need to wait for a better job, a perfect schedule, or life to magically slow down. You don't need to escape your current chaos. You need to rise inside of it. You need to reclaim your strengths, not someday, but today. This is for the one who's been carrying the weight of responsibility and expectation on their shoulders. For the one who's been showing up for everyone else while silently falling apart. For the one who smiles in public but cries in private. You've been surviving, but deep down, you know that's not enough. You were made to thrive. You were made to rise. You were made to become unstoppable. But how do you go from overwhelmed and exhausted to focused and powerful? How do you shift from barely making it through the day to taking charge of your life with clarity and confidence? You start with a decision that says, I've had enough of drowning in pressure. I'm done letting chaos control me. I'm ready to take back my power, one step at a time. This video isn't just another motivational talk. It's a blueprint. We're going to walk through 6 powerful steps that you can take today, not tomorrow, not next year, to start transforming your mind, your focus, and your entire life. We're going to learn how to acknowledge the overwhelm without shame. You're going to discover how tiny, consistent steps create massive momentum. You're going to learn how to cut out distractions, rebuild your mindset, take control in one specific area, and finally, shift your identity into someone who no longer survives the storm, but walks through it like a warrior. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're done with the endless cycle of burnout and self-doubt, if you're ready to step into the version of you that doesn't apologize for being powerful, then stay right here. This is your moment. Let's stop just existing and start leading our lives with intention. Let's go from overwhelmed to unstoppable. And you start with the next step you take today. Acknowledge the overwhelm. It's okay to feel this way. Let's begin with a truth that most people are afraid to say out loud. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to wake up some mornings and feel like the weight of the world is crushing your chest. It's okay to look at your to-do list, your responsibilities, your relationships, or even your future and feel like it's just too much. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are human. And life, especially the kind of life where you are growing, striving, and trying to become something more, can feel incredibly heavy at times. But here's where it starts to shift. Overwhelm is not a permanent condition. It's a signal. It's your soul, your mind, and your body telling you that something is out of balance. It's a warning that you've been trying to do too much, please too many people, or carry too many expectations without a break. And you can either ignore that signal and crash, or honor it and begin your breakthrough. That's the first powerful step to going from overwhelmed to unstoppable. Acknowledge exactly where you are without shame. Stop pretending you're fine when you're not. Stop hiding your exhaustion behind a fake smile. Stop numbing the discomfort with distractions. It's okay to say, I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I need to regroup. Because here's what you need to know. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. You can't rise until you confront what's been pulling you down. The people who look the strongest on the outside are often the ones fighting silent battles inside. But real strength doesn't come from suppressing the struggle. It comes from standing in the storm and saying, I will not let this defeat me. When you acknowledge the overwhelm, something powerful happens. You take back your power. You stop being a victim of your chaos and start becoming the architect of your peace. You begin to see the truth. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a turning point. And no, that doesn't mean everything will change overnight. But now, right now, You've made a decision to stop drowning silently and start breathing intentionally. So take that breath, feel your feet on the ground, know that you are not alone in this. So many people are silently overwhelmed and waiting for someone, anyone, to remind them that it's okay to feel lost for a moment, as long as you don't stay there. This is your moment. The fog may still be thick, but your heart is still beating, your purpose is still calling, and now that you face the overwhelm, you're finally ready to rise above it. This is not where your story ends. It's where your comeback begins. Break it down, master the power of small wins. When you're overwhelmed, everything feels like too much. Too many tasks, too many decisions, too many emotions. It's like trying to hold the ocean in your hands. No matter how tight you grip, it all slips through. That feeling of drowning in your responsibilities, it comes from trying to handle everything all at once. But here's the truth. You're not meant to conquer everything in one day. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to solve your entire life by the end of the week. What you need is one thing, one small step you can take right now that moves you in the direction of relief, clarity, and momentum. Success, real, lasting success, isn't built by making giant leaps once in a while. It's built by taking tiny, intentional steps every single day. The small wins matter more than you realize. They may not look impressive to others, but to you, they are the beginning of transformation. Think about it like this. You're standing at the bottom of a mountain. Looking up feels exhausting, but if you focus only on the top, you'll never move. So what's the solution? Look at your feet. Find the next foothold. Take one step, then another, and another. Maybe today your step is making your bed, returning one important email, drinking a full glass of water. Maybe it's cleaning one drawer, going for a 10-minute walk, or spending 5 minutes journaling your thoughts. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the motivation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you create by starting. Each time you complete a small task, you're sending a powerful message to your brain. I'm not helpless, I'm not stuck, I'm in motion. And once you're in motion, momentum takes over. That one drawer turns into a clean room. That 5-minute walk becomes a daily habit. That single decision to say no to chaos becomes a new boundary. It's the compounding effect of these small victories that shifts your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's overwhelmed and start seeing yourself as someone who takes action, even when it's hard. Remember, confidence doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from proving to yourself that you're capable, one step at a time. You don't need to know all the steps. You just need to trust the next one. So ask yourself right now, what is one small thing I can do today that will bring me clarity or peace? Then go do that, and once you do, celebrate it, because that tiny win, it's not small, it's monumental. It's proof that you are no longer paralyzed, you're in motion, and motion leads to change, change leads to momentum, and momentum leads to becoming unstoppable. Get ruthless with your focus, say no to what doesn't matter. When you feel overwhelmed, it's often not because you're doing too little, but because you're trying to do too much of the wrong things. You're pulled in 10 different directions. Your phone is buzzing, your inbox is full, people want your attention, your time, your energy, and you're left exhausted, stretched thin, and stuck. So here's the truth that might sting at first, but will set you free. You cannot be available for everything and still be effective at anything. If you truly want to go from overwhelmed to unstoppable, you have to get ruthless with your focus. That means drawing a hard line between what deserves your energy and what doesn't. It means looking at every task, every message, every demand, and asking one question. Is this moving me closer to the life I want, or is it distracting me from it? Because here's the secret that successful, focused people live by. Not everything deserves your yes. You cannot say yes to every favor, every event, every opportunity, every expectation, and still say yes to yourself. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say no. No to people who constantly drain you but never pour into you. No to tasks that look urgent but have no long-term value. No to habits that give you quick comfort but long-term regret. No to the pressure of being everything to everyone. Every no you give to the unimportant is a yes to what truly matters. Your peace, your purpose, your progress. It's time to simplify, to declutter not just your environment but your mind and your priorities. Get out a piece of paper today and write down what actually matters to you. What are your top 3 priorities right now? What is truly non-negotiable? Once you've identified them, guard them with your life. Then take inventory of what's stealing your focus. Social media scrolling for hours? Cut it back. Conversations that go in circles and drain you emotionally? Walk away. Notifications pinging every 2 minutes? Silence them. You do not owe the world 24/7 access to your mind. Understand this, unstoppable people are not superhuman. They're super focused. They don't waste time on things that don't align with their goals. They're not perfect, but they're intentional. Every choice they make, every action they take is driven by clarity, not chaos. This kind of focus takes courage. It means disappointing people who are used to your availability. It means confronting the fear of missing out. It means putting boundaries in place that others may not like, but you need. So decide today who and what gets your attention from this moment forward, and who or what no longer does. This is how you go from scattered to sharp, from exhausted to energized, from overwhelmed to unstoppable. Reset your mindset. What you tell yourself shapes your reality. Let's get real. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The way you think, the beliefs you carry, and the stories you repeat to yourself shape how you show up in life. If your internal dialogue is filled with doubt, fear, and defeat, your actions will reflect that. No matter how capable you are, you will always feel stuck, small, and unsure. And that's why resetting your mindset is not optional, it's non-negotiable. If you want to go from overwhelmed to unstoppable, the battle begins in your mind. Start by asking yourself, what am I telling myself every day? Is your inner voice saying, I'm not good enough, I'll never catch up, or I'm not cut out for this? If so, you're not just thinking those thoughts, you're living by them. Your mind believes whatever you feed it. So if all you feed it is fear and failure, that's what it will project back to you. But here's the game changer. You can reprogram your mind. You can choose different thoughts. You can speak different words. And by doing so, you create a new reality, one where you are empowered, capable, and in control. Start replacing destructive self-talk with power statements. Like, I am in control of my thoughts and actions. I may not be there yet, but I'm on my way. I've overcome before and I will rise again. I don't have to be perfect, I just have to keep going. These aren't just affirmations, these are weapons against the voice of self-doubt. Every time you speak strength over yourself, you weaken the grip of fear. And don't underestimate the power of gratitude and perspective. When you shift your focus from what's missing to what's present, your entire mood changes. Your mind starts to calm, your heart begins to feel hope again. Try this. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It may sound simple, but it rewires your brain to focus on progress, not problems. Also remember, your current circumstances are not your final destination. Just because today is tough doesn't mean tomorrow can't be better. Your mindset is your compass. It determines the direction of your life. And if you keep pointing it toward growth, purpose, and belief, you will get there. You don't need to fake positivity or pretend life is easy. You just need to believe this. You are not powerless. You are not stuck forever. You are in a season, not a sentence. And your mindset has the power to carry you through this storm into something greater. So reset your thoughts, speak life, direct your energy toward possibility. This is how transformation begins. Not in your circumstances, but in your mindset. Take control of one area and watch the ripple effect. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they feel overwhelmed is trying to fix everything at once. They think the solution is to overhaul their entire life overnight. Wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym, start a business, clean the whole house, read 5 books, eat clean, meditate and journal. All in one day. But let's be honest, that level of pressure is exactly what's breaking you. You don't need to fix everything, you just need to fix one thing. Just one area of your life, one space you can take full control over. Because when you take back control in one place, something incredible happens. Your belief begins to spread. Let's say you choose your morning routine. You decide to wake up just 30 minutes earlier, no phone, no distractions. You drink a glass of water, you stretch, you write down your goals. That single shift might not change your life in a day, but it changes your energy. You feel clearer, more grounded, more in charge. And that sense of control doesn't stay contained, it ripples outward into the rest of your day. Or maybe you choose your finances. You finally face your bank account. You create a simple budget. You start tracking your spending. That one decision builds confidence. You feel responsible, empowered. That strength shows up when you negotiate at work, when you walk into a store, when you plan your future. Maybe it's your health. You commit to drinking more water and moving your body for 20 minutes a day. You start sleeping better. Your mind becomes sharper. You begin showing up to your life with more presence and passion. And all of that began because you focused on just one thing. That's the key. Pick a lane and master it. Stop trying to be everywhere. Stop trying to be perfect. Choose one area of your life where you will go all in, because momentum is contagious. And when you experience success, even in a small space, it becomes a new identity. You start telling yourself, I'm disciplined, I'm capable, I follow through. And that belief, it doesn't stay in one area. It starts to affect everything. When you take control of one area, you remind yourself that you're not a victim of your circumstances. You're a creator of your future. You're not waiting on motivation, you're building it through action. You're not lost, you're just being rerouted. So ask yourself, what's one area of my life that I can take full control of starting today? Then commit, not for a day, not for a week, but until it becomes second nature. Because from that one area, a ripple begins. And that ripple, that's the beginning of becoming unstoppable. Build an unstoppable identity. Decide who you are becoming. At some point you have to stop chasing change and start becoming it. You've acknowledged the overwhelm. You've taken small steps. You've cleared distractions. You've reset your mindset. You've reclaimed control in one area of your life. Now comes the most important transformation of all, deciding who you are. Because true, lasting change doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you believe you are. If you keep identifying as someone who's always struggling, always behind, always overwhelmed, then your actions, no matter how strong, will eventually snap back to match that identity. But the moment you decide to become someone different, someone powerful, focused, disciplined, resilient, everything changes. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Not what do I want, but who do I need to become to have it? You want confidence? Become someone who keeps promises to themselves. You want peace? Become someone who sets boundaries without guilt. You want success? Become someone who works consistently, even when it's hard. It starts with a decision, a declaration of identity. Say it with me. I am not who I was, I am becoming who I was meant to be. I don't crumble under pressure. I rise through it. I don't need perfect conditions, I create my own breakthroughs. Every action you take should be a vote for the person you are choosing to become. Even if you don't feel like that person yet, act like them anyway. If you were already unstoppable, how would you show up today? What would you say no to? What would you commit to? What would you stop tolerating? Identity is not something you find, it's something you build. Brick by brick, decision by decision, habit by habit. And it all begins the moment you stop saying, I hope I change, and start saying, this is who I am now. It's time to stop being a passive observer in your life. Stop waiting for someone to come save you. Stop hoping for the perfect moment to start. Be the moment, be the shift, be the force. You are not overwhelmed, you are rising. You are not stuck, you are realigning. You are not behind, you are preparing for your breakthrough. Every time you fall, you get back up stronger. Every time you feel lost, you come back wiser. And every time you choose growth over comfort, you become unstoppable. So decide today, this is who I am now. Not someday, not when it's easier, not when life slows down. Today is because once your identity shifts, your entire life follows. And that right there is the ultimate power. So here we are at the end of this message, but hopefully at the beginning of your breakthrough. You've listened, you've reflected, and now you stand at a crossroads. On one side is the life you've known, the stress, the chaos, the weight that never seems to lift. And on the other side is the life you're capable of living. A life where you move with purpose, not pressure. A life where you act from clarity, not confusion. A life where you are no longer trapped by overwhelm, but driven by unstoppable momentum. But remember this, you don't become unstoppable by accident. You become unstoppable by choice. By doing what others won't. By facing what you've avoided. By showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. You now have the tools. If you've learned how to acknowledge the overwhelm without judgment. You've discovered how small wins can rebuild confidence and spark motion. You've understood the power of cutting out the noise and protecting your focus. You've seen how mindset isn't just a buzzword, it's your mental foundation. You've realized that gaining control in just one area can cause a ripple effect that transforms everything. And most importantly, you've seen that who you choose to become is what shapes everything about your future. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being consistent. This is about becoming someone who doesn't wait for the storm to pass but learns how to dance in the rain. And yes, there will still be days when the pressure feels heavy. There will still be moments when doubt creeps in. But those days don't define you anymore. Because now you're not reacting, you're leading. You're not drowning, you're rising. Every day you wake up is another chance to move with intention. Another chance to build the life you want. Not in huge leaps, but in small, powerful steps. You know, let the size of your goals scare you, let the strength of your vision drive you. Now take a moment. Close your eyes. Picture the unstoppable version of yourself. The one who no longer asks for permission. The one who speaks with boldness, walks with peace, and acts with discipline. That person is already within you. You just have to let them out. So as you leave this video, I want you to repeat one final truth. I may feel overwhelmed right now, but I am not defeated. I am learning, I am growing, and I am becoming unstoppable, starting today. I'll go take that first step. Not tomorrow, not when it feels easier. Today, right now. Because your future isn't waiting for the perfect version of you. It's waiting for the courageous version of you. The one who dares to rise in the midst of the storm and say, this is not where I stop, this is where I rise. Let the world watch you go from overwhelmed to unstoppable.